Hey guys, Ed here. Welcome back, guys. I appreciate you popping in. Guys, this is going to be part one of our Fast and Furious Charger build, our Revell 1/25th scale. And this would be it here. All right. And I appreciate everybody popping in. We're going to take it in steps as the instruction, as we go through the instructions. And part one is the motor, the engine. We're going to get that completed on this video here. And then, like I said, we're just going to move forward until we get this thing completed. So let me go ahead, guys. Let me get the instruction sheets out. Let's get these cameras flipped around. And guys, welcome back to Models and Beer. Alright guys, here is our instruction sheet, or our instruction booklet I should say, and it looks like a typical motor construction. Not really a whole lot to go through. We put our two block halves together, we got our heads and our valve covers, our oil pan, our starter, water pump assembly, and then we go into the blower assembly. Okay, and these are all on a chrome sprue for the blower assembly, and then it's just a matter of assembling our pre-assembled parts, and that completes our motor. So that's what we're going to be doing on this video here, guys, steps 1 and 2. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, real quick before we get started, there's one thing I just want to mention before we get into this thing, because you're probably going to find out anyway. I am not a car building guy, okay? I'm just doing this for something to break up the monotony. I normally do ships and military type vehicles. But I have some kits that I picked up at Hobby Lobby on 40% off things, and they're piling up back here. And so I'm between builds at the moment, so I thought I would go ahead and just do a car. So this should be kind of interesting, and it'll also show you how easy or hard this Fast and Furious kit may be for somebody who's not experienced in building cars such as me. Everything that we're going to be building in this kit is strictly out of the box. Okay, I did not buy anything extra other than we're going to be adding some plug wires. Okay, everything else that you're seeing in this build that we're putting together is strictly straight out of the box, and paint, of course, prime and paint. And like I said, the only thing that I've added to this build is some plug wires that we're doing. So, all right, guys, that's just wanted to throw that out to you. Let's see what happens. Okay guys, here is our motor, our block that we had built up. I got it shot in a gray primer along with a few other of the motor pieces here. And guys, excuse my ignorance in motors and stuff like that. I'll try to get it right. These are going to be our valve covers, or heads, I guess, or heads and valve covers, or unless these are the heads and then our valve covers are going on top. But either way, that's what these guys are. I'm going to be putting spark plug wires on here, so we're going to be drilling out these tiny little holes here. This is where our plug wires are going to be going into. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now before I put the final paints on there. That way we eliminate any chipping or any damage to the paint. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this. You know, it's primered, but I'm going to drill these out and then we'll finish putting our paints and stuff on here. Our oil pan is going to be the same thing. I'm going to be painting that. Let me show you what I'm going to be doing with this, guys. I'm going to shoot these valve covers and this oil pan in a chrome, okay, a chrome paint, and only because I'm going to be using this what is this? Wicked Pearl Blue. It's by Createx Color. And if I can get it into focus here, there we go. I use this on my Revell. If you go back in my video library on this channel, you'll see the Revell that I did. And I used this on several parts of that Revell. And it really came out nice. It really looks good. And what I'm going to do, it's a semi-transparent paint. So by painting these valve covers and this oil pan, the chrome, and we put this on top of it, it should give us a nice metallic finish as opposed to just a flat type blue. So that's what my hopes are for this anyway. We'll see how that turns out. And another thing, guys, this is the block. Again, I don't know if I showed that yet. Okay, this is our block that we built up in the first part of this video. Again, this is just in a gray primer, okay? And I'm going to paint this block. I'm thinking about doing this as a blue. That should complement the metallic blue valve covers and the oil pan that we're going to be putting on it. And the transmission, I'm going to be doing that in a metallic type gray, okay? So we'll see how all that turns out. I'm not quite sure, but that is what my goal is, and hopefully it's going to come out looking halfway decent. We shall see. Now what I did, because I was going to be doing these valve, or putting spark plug wires in here, I did do a little bit of shopping online. I did buy some from my Revell, and I think it was costing me like $8 or $10 for the plug wires, and then like another $10 to have them shipped to me, when it could have been just put in a regular envelope and mailed to me. But they still charged me like $10 for shipping for these little thing of wiring that I got. So I watched some YouTube videos on making, you know, plug wires for models, and I've seen this used several times, and you guys might already be familiar with it, but for those who aren't, let me share it with you. This is wrapping wire, okay, and I picked this up off of Amazon, and it's a huge roll. Look at this thing. This will last me a lifetime, and it comes in an array of colors. We got yellow, orange, red, green, purple, brown, blue. I'm going to be using the yellow for our charger, okay? And so, but yeah, look at all that. And I only paid, I don't say about $10 for this whole roll, maybe less than that. And then I also seen people using this, which I don't know why I haven't bought this up until this point here, these tiny drill bits. And look at that. They're little tiny things, and I'm going to be using that to drill out these holes here. But I mean, it comes right down to like little microscopic ends, and it's, I don't know if I can get it to focus there. There we go. But anyway, it's like from the tiniest little slither of a, which these almost look like they're going to break if you tried to use those, but they are drill bits. They're, wish I could get those in closer where you could see it. But yeah, they come in different sizes, and for that and this, I only paid less than $20 for the both of them on Amazon, and $20 for both as a combination. And they got delivered like overnight. I had them. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's going to be the plan. So let me go ahead. Let me get these guys painted. Let's get this motor painted. Let's get these painted in chrome. and then we'll come back and we're going to airbrush this on top of it. Everything that I'm using other than this, I'm just using rattle cans, guys, okay? So I got some, just some gray regular primer here, rattle can. And let's get these drilled out. I'm going to drill those out first before I paint the chrome on there. That way we don't chip and damage that paint. And then we're going to put this blue on there, and then we're going to assemble our motor, and hopefully it comes out halfway decent. So we will be right back. Alright, got them painted that chrome. Like I said, they're not going to stay this color, guys. I'm going to be spraying this Createx Wicked Pearl Blue over top of it, and that should give us a really cool looking metallic blue. So, alright, making progress here, guys. I'm going to let this dry overnight, and then I'm going to come back and we'll grab the airbrush and we'll put that blue on there and see how it turns out. Be right back. Alright, and we're back. Guys, here is our motor block. I do have it painted. I got it in a flat blue, and I used a metallic gray. Now, it's not the silver like the chrome. It is labeled as a gray, but it's a metallic gray, and I don't know where the can is at the moment, or I'd show it to you. Maybe I can dig it up before I end this video. But the blue I used is this here. Okay, the Evening Navy. Oops, there it goes. My camera didn't want to focus. And it is a matte. And that's the color I used on the block, okay? Let me get it to focus here. Let me get this out of the way. Maybe that's the problem. And I'm going to be doing some detailing on this. I'm going to do these, let me get something to point with here. Freeze plugs here, I'm going to do those in a gold, or a brass I should say. And we have our starter we're putting on, and we have our valve covers, which you've already seen this, and we drilled the holes for our plug wires, okay? So I did do some research, and the plug wires for the Back to the Future, yeah, Back to the Future, the Fast and the Furious do go through the top of these valve covers, okay? They're not on the side. Let me show you an image that I dug up. Okay guys, here's the image here, and you can see these red plug wires. Let me circle these for you. They're right here, and they do go right in top of the valve cover. So that's exactly what we're going to do. All right, we're going to be doing a little bit of detailing on this block. Let's start off. I got those freeze plugs on each side of the block. I want to do those in a gold or copper color, I should say. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Okay, and you've seen in the video too, we put some wire through there to make sure it was the right size. And this came out nice and clean. We are going to be shooting this with that blue, that pearl that I have. I already showed it, I know. This Wicked Pearl Blue. And we're going to be painting everything in chrome with this. And like I said, this is kind of a transparent paint, so this chrome should shine through and give us a nice metallic look. Okay, let me get this out of the way. And here is the exhaust, guys, or the manifolds, or headers, or whatever we want to call these. Now, what I did on this is I painted this a flat black, okay, and then I dusted over it with this here, and I don't see where it says a color. I picked it up at $7 as a clearance, and it is a silver, almost a light gold. It's like a very tinted yellow to it, and it kind of gave it a nice kind of a dirty look, right? So I think that's going to look a whole lot better than just like a straight up chrome. And like I said, I don't know what this color is, and I've looked on this can. Okay, wait a minute, look right here. If this is champagne is what this is. Okay, I just now seen that. So this is what this is, Rust-Oleum Champagne. And it came out nice, so I'm happy with that. We're going to be attaching it just like that. And then I have our pulleys and belts. Those are all done in flat black. I do need to detail the pulleys themselves, so we'll set that aside for detailing. And our distributor we got here, right here, and I was gonna try to drill this out, but and put the wires in, but they are so tiny that there's no way I'm gonna be able to do that. There you go, you can kind of see it now. There's no way I'm gonna get those wires into that. So what I am gonna end up doing is I've watched these people on YouTube and stuff, and they're using this wire here for plug wires, and I already told you what this was. But they're cutting the top off of this, drilling a little hole, and I'll do it on video and you'll see it. And we're just going to push them all in there at one time and glue it like such. And yeah, so there we have it. So making progress, guys. Let me go ahead, let's get some detail painting done on this block. Let's get these valve covers and this oil pan painted in that pearl blue. And let's do some assembly. So we'll be right back. Alright, so here is the pieces to our blower assembly. I was going to leave it with the stock chrome as it came off of the tree and just put it together like that. However, the scoop here had a big old sprue spot right on the back, and you can see the scar it left there, okay? Even if I try to cover that with a silver or chrome, it's not going to match the chrome that's on here, which kind of bums me out. You would think that they could have, you know, maybe attached it to the sprue with these little, you know, hooks here somehow, but they did it right on the scoop itself. And yeah, that's a nasty looking scar. So what I'm going to end up doing, let's go ahead, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and assemble this blower assembly here, and then I guess I'll hit it with a primer, and then we'll just hit it with a chrome paint, and hopefully that, you know, comes out halfway decent. I don't have the knowledge to strip this and redo it like you guys do. I don't know how to go about doing that. I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, hit it with a primer and then hit it with some chrome paint, and it'll be what it is, you know. So let's see how that turns out. Be right back. Alright guys, here we go. I have it assembled. I did sand that part where it was attached to the sprue and smoothed that out. And I shot it with a flat black primer. Okay, and that's where we're at now. Once this dries here, I'm going to go ahead and shoot it with a rattle can chrome. And we'll hope for the best, guys. Hopefully, you know, it'll turn out halfway decent, and then we'll move forward from there. So let's let this dry, and then let's hit it with the chrome paint, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so we're waiting on that scoop to dry, that primer, that black primer, and then we're going to shoot that chrome on there. But we can go ahead and start some assembly while that's drying, okay? So guys, what do you think about that pearl blue here? Isn't that a nice color? And it came out just the way I wanted to with the chrome paint underneath, and like I said, it is a semi-transparent, and with that light coat it definitely gave it a metallic look to it. So that came out really, really nice. And we took a okay, here it is, guys, our Molotov pin, our chrome pin, and I did color in the bolts holding down the valve covers and holding in the oil pan, as you can see here. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's get some assembly going here while we're waiting on that other to dry. And yeah, we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Let me show you this blower assembly here. This is what it looks like after we gave it a black primer and then we shot it with just some rattle can chrome. And not as shiny as it was when it came out of the box, but maybe more realistic looking. So we still have to address the inside of this here. These holes, well, let me see if I can get this little show up. Here we go. Inside of here, we need to get these red, okay? And I'm not sure yet if I'm going to paint that or if I'm going to use the decals that came with the kit. They gave us this sheet here, and these are the 3 red circles that go into the top of our blower there, the intake part of it. Funny thing, these decals that they give us, they are not water slide. They are, you cut them out and you glue them. You're not supposed to put these in water. So they're just paper images that you glue on. So I'm not sure how much of this I'm actually going to use. I mean, might use the dash, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use that into that intake part of the blower there. We'll see how we end up handling that. All right, our exhaust manifolds, guys, we need to get these drilled out. They are going to be visible at the end, so we need to get that drilled out to look like it's a real exhaust system. We have our starter that we need to get mounted onto the block, okay? And our fan assembly, I did the same thing just to keep everything uniform. I sprayed this with the rattle can chrome, as well as our alternator, okay, just to keep everything looking the same. It looked kind of odd with different shades of chrome, I should say, throughout the engine. And what else? Oh, and then we got our coil. Okay, we need to get our coil wire in there, so we need to drill a small hole at the end of that for our coil wire. So let's go ahead, guys. Let's get that taken care of. Be right back.
fresh dream. Ooh, it's a fresh dream.
Making progress. We got our coil wire installed and we have our wire installed into the coil. And yeah, the coil installed onto the blower, I should say. There we go. And here is our distributor, guys. It is a tiny little thing. You can see it there. I was going to try to get holes drilled into that, to each one of those little nibs and put a wire in there, but that just isn't going to happen. Like I said, I've been kind of researching YouTube videos and what, because I got this wire here for the that we're going to be running for the spark plug wires and that. And what most people are doing is just drilling one big hole. Well, it's not a big hole because the piece itself isn't very big, but drilling a hole into the top and then grouping all the wires together and like sticking them in there. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that because there's no way I could ever get those little tiny things drilled out. Look at that. There's no way. So let's go ahead and do that, guys. Let's get this drilled. Let's get some wire cut and let's get it installed in here. Then we can install this distributor onto the motor and run our wires. So that seemed to have worked well. What I did is what I explained earlier. I just basically drilled a hole in the middle of this distributor and grouped all these wires together, dabbed some super glue on the end and stuck it in there. I was able to actually leave these nibs on so it still has its integrity. See that? So it still looks like a distributor, just with the wires through the center. I was afraid I was going to lose those little nibs when I, cut and drilled, but it still looks like a distributor, so that worked out well. We're going to give this a few minutes to dry, then we're going to stick that into our block, run our wires into these holes here that we drilled earlier in our valve covers. And we need to run our pulley systems, our belts, and we need to put our blower assembly on. And then I think we can call the motor part of it complete anyway. So we're going to give this a couple of minutes to dry. It'll just be a second for you, and then we'll be right back. right, we have a completed Charger motor, guys. It didn't come out half bad. What do you guys think? How'd I do? If my camera will get out of blurriness. There we go. I think it came out quite well for an amateur car builder. Not bad. And not to say it was fun. Wasn't really, a terrible time putting it together. The instructions were well laid out. Yeah, followed the instructions. Everything went well. Plug wires looked good. And our belts and pulleys and assembly look good. Our blower assembly up top looks good, considering what the issues that we had with that, as far as the sprue points and messing up and tarnishing our existing finish that was on there, the chrome finish that came from the factory. So we ended up having to spray our own on here just to hide the marks from the sprues. But so there we have it, guys. Let me move this off to the side. Let's take a quick peek at what we're going to be working on in our next video. It looks as though we are going to be moving to the inside. We got our seats we're going to be putting together, detailing up our fire extinguisher. We got our floorboard. Looks like a shifter we're putting in. We're putting in our seats, our roll cage. Moving into the dashboard and our steering wheel and tack and all of that. So, all right, guys, that's what we're going to take care of on the next video. Let me put some pictures up of our completed motor, and that way you get a better look at it. And let me know in the comments, guys, how you think I did on this. I think it came out okay. I mean, it could have been done by somebody with a little bit more experience with working with car models, but all in all, it's acceptable to me. So there we have it, guys. Let me flip this camera around real quick. All right, cool. We got through it, guys. And there we have it. So, like I said, stick around. I got some pictures coming up right at the end of this video, and we're going to end this thing right about now. We're into this thing almost an hour, and I don't like to run videos an hour long because nobody wants to watch an hour-long video, but it is what it is. I wanted to complete that motor on here. People can just fast forward through the stuff they don't want to see or whatever. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for following along, and I appreciate all those who have subscribed to my channel. Seems to be growing. I'm getting several hits every week, and those all add up. So once again, I appreciate everybody following along. Stick around for part 2 of our Fast and Furious build. We're going to have that video up within a week or so, and we'll pick up right where we left off. So here's those pictures I was talking about. Everybody have a great week. See you next time around.